Hello everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, Chevy, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning. It's May the 5th, 2019. And the time 2:50 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued courage support. Continue to keep myself employed right here in the Memphis tri-state area. I'll continue to further my education, Monroe College online. I'm pursuing my associate degree, studying business administration, concentration mark. Excuse me. At this present time, I took a break from going to school. But in the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College online. I'm going to continue to pursue my associate degree, studying business administration, concentration mark. And also this year in January of 2019, I enrolled at Health Tech Institute of Memphis, and in the medical assistant program, for the reason being, back in 2009, 2010, I was a student at Remington College, and I was enrolled in the medical billing and coding program. I graduated with a diploma, but I didn't receive the certification, because they didn't offer the certification with the tuition. So if you're not certified, then you can't be employed. But still, I got to pay that student loan back. So I enrolled in, like I said, I enrolled in Health Tech Institute of Memphis in the medical assistant program. And see, when I graduate in October, there's a 9-month program. When I graduated in October 2019, see, not only would I have the diploma, but I also had the certification. I'll be employed in the healthcare field, and then I'll be able to pay my student loan back, and then I'll be able to go back to Monroe College online, and then pursue my associate degree, studying business administration, concentration mark. Now, what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do my Instagram. Then after I do my Instagram, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna do my Instagram. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. Right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, Chevy, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Sunday morning, May the 5th, 2019. The time is 2:53 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logos. Now, gonna continue to complain, gonna continue to speak out. First, most important thing, first and foremost, always give thanks to God. Always give thanks to God for all the blessings and the guidance that He provides us, all of us with. You know, I always put God first. God first. Excuse me. Now, like I was saying, and let me say this. Before I even get started, I don't want to forget the United Nations is recognizing World Press Freedom Day. World Press Freedom Day. You know, all the journalists and reporters and understand who put their lives on the line. You know, put their lives at risk. You know, to report to the world. You know, again, United Nations World Press Freedom Day. I think I'm gonna leave this right here. And like I said, I'm gonna continue to complain. I'm gonna move a little fast today because now I'm gonna continue to complain. I'm gonna continue to speak out. People saying they are a gang, they are a mob. Then they put stir on the end of it. You know. Now Merriam-Webster Stir New International Dictionary, the Oxford English Dictionary, it tells you what the word gang means, it tells you what the word mob means, it tells you what the word stir means. You understand? And people be saying they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook and a hoodlum, they're a mac and a player, they're a pimp, they're a whore, they're a hustler. They even say they're a nigga, a field nigga, a house nigga, you know. And you know, they'll say they make up all kinds of street slang, because that's what they are, street slang, slurs and all that. People all over Earth communicate and use language. Now, some more examples of street slang, tic-tac-toe, hopscotch. Now, examples of street slang and music, for example, hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, doo-wop, bebop, street slang. We can go to the quick reference, Wikipedia. We can look up money, currency exchange, because people all over the earth use money, currency exchange, and they make up street slang for money, currency exchange. So here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money, currency exchange are bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah, Benjamin, dead presidents. It's street slang. Ain't nothing right official about no street slang. Now, understand, I graduated high school, earned my high school diploma. I have some years of college. You know, I did go to college, went to Monroe College online, pursued my associate degree studying being administrative consultant. I took a break from going, so I haven't earned my associate degree yet. But I do intend to go back to Monroe College online and earn my associate degree in being administrative consultant in marketing. You know. But Then you had those people who didn't go that far in school. They got a GED. Then you had those people that just didn't go that far in school, period. And for whatever reason, you don't know reading, writing, you don't know math, and you don't know science and technology, you don't know social studies, you don't know vocational and technical training. You know, on the job training. You know. And then you have those people that did, go, graduate high school, and they took the ACT, SAT, and got admitted to college, and whatever college and university, and earned a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, so on and so forth. And the sorority and fraternity. Now, Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, is the second oldest institution of higher learning in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. And think about that. It's 1776. That's way back. That's when this nation was trying to form. 1776. Alpha Delta Pi First Sorority, founded 1851, Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874 at Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. And then you had this first women's fraternity, DuPont College, 18-something. Example, the basis of the sorority and the fraternity is them old world secret societies. For example, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons. They be talking about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390, 1425, mentioned in the Hollywood manuscript, the Regis poem, and also the Cook manuscript. There's another manuscript, the Dowling manuscript, and also examples of them old world secret society. Skull and Bone, Rosicrucian, the Sons of Liberty, Thug Society, the Prior of Sion, the Ordo Templi Orientis, or the Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Improved Order of Remy, the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Stars and the Freemasons, the Lower Order of Moose, the Elks, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Pythias, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Forest of Saint, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of Baal, Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grange, the Ancient Order of Hermannans. There's some more. That's just a few. There's some more. You have the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonaria, the Black Hand. You say Mafia. That's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra. That's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osirica. There's just a few. There's some more. And so, don't be misled by the sorority and the fraternity. Don't let the sorority, whatever you do, don't let the sorority and the fraternity mislead you. See? And then, the sorority and the fraternity, they commit crimes on and off the college and university campus. Hazing, that's a crime. The United States Department of Justice, hazing is a crime. And those initiation rituals that they use to initiate, the the girls and boys into the sorority and fraternity. They call themselves worshiping the devil. There's no such thing as no devil worship anyway. We want to be devil worshipers, I guess. There's no such thing as all that esotericism and the Kabbalah and all that stuff, all that occult symbols and the occult, the anthroposophy and all that made up man stuff, and these old world secret societies and stuff like that. The initiation, real they call themselves trying to practice devil worship. And so don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. The sorority and fraternity, they use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They use and abuse tobacco products like chewing tobacco, cigarettes, and cigars. And now they got these electric smoking products. I don't even know why anybody would even devise anything like that. They indulge in immoral activities, extortion, bribery, arson, cheating and stealing, assault, you name it, murder, and indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. So don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you because they're on a college and university campus. Like that mean they trying to do it? No, they not. No, they not. When it comes to the sorority fraternity, get out the sorority fraternity. Don't join the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Discourage others from even having any involvement with the sorority fraternity. Renounce all those that started or began the sorority fraternity. Denounce the whole idea of the sorority fraternity. The sorority and fraternity, they work for these businesses, companies, and corporations. They use and misuse the background check, and they commit crimes against humanity, atrocities. They violate human and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, and water, as well as noise pollution. And they destroy the environment. They destroy nature, and they destroy wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Now, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. And this is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And this is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. This is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. And this is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. And this is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. Now, just like the organization we just got to mention, there are some more organizations, such as Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline, Defending Human Rights Without Frontier, International Service for Human Rights. Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Fund, Legal Conservation Voters, Earth Watch Institute, Conservancy Association, Earth Justice, and Conservation Volunteers. Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, and International Rainforest Conservation Organizations, the Rainforest Alliance, and the Rainforest Action Network. Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Oceanic Society, Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. There are many more. There's just a few. There are many more organizations that are they're trying to end, they're trying to stop all the crimes being committed by the sorority and the fraternity. You see, the old world secret society, they the basis of this sorority fraternity. See, all these crimes being committed by the sorority fraternity that work for these businesses, these companies, and these corporations. And like I say, they use and misuse the background check, and they commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violations of human rights, civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment, they destroy nature, they destroy wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity being on a college campus and the college and university campus, as if they trying to do what's right. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're criminals. And they some wannabe devil worshippers. They some wannabe devil worshippers. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. You see, the sorority and fraternity, they be the one going around lying about the United States Constitution. And they lie about the United Nations. They lie about any and everything. They just lie. Period. They lie about human rights. They lie about civil rights. They lie about everything. They lie about any and everything. There's no such thing as no gang and no mob on the East Coast of the United States of America. The East Coast is not a gang base and not a mob base. See, the criminals left the old world and came to America, to the Americas, to the New World, and committed all these, atrocities and crimes against the Native Americans and the First Americans. And so, don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. See, all that stuff, all that gang and mob stuff, and put stir on the end of gang and mob, gangster and mobster. See, that's the sorority fraternity. That's them old world secret society doing it. See, there's no such thing. There's being no wannabe devil worship. You just lying. You making it up. And see, the East African, West African slave trade atrocities. One of the, not the only, but one of the worst atrocities ever perpetrated on this earth. Because you can't leave out the persecution of the church. That's in the children of Israel. So the East African, West African slave trade. It's not the only atrocity, but and then the Native and First America. And see, it all goes back to to the devil. The devil deceiving all of us on this earth. All of us being deceived by the devil. But see, we have a defense, God's word. Many people, they try to distort God's word. That's what the devil do. And that's reason why the devil being punished by God for eternity. But don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you with street slang. See, there's no such thing, no gang, no mob on the East Coast. No such thing. That's a lie. Ain't no such thing, no motorcycle gang, no motorcycle mob. There be the sorority and fraternity line about the Constitution, talking about you got freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly. Then had the nerds go around talking about some freedom of religion. That ain't gonna work. That's the reason why so many people walking around right now paranoid about going to jail because of persecution of the church. You ain't gonna get away with it. You ain't gonna get away with it. You won't never get away with it. You going to jail. You going to jail. That's a guarantee. You going to jail. And see, Chicago, Illinois is not no gang base, no mob base. There's no same criminal that left the old world and then was on the East Coast and South America, Central America, Mexico, the Caribbean, all that East African, West African slave trade, transporting human beings from one part of the earth to the other part to be slaves. That's a crime. There's no such thing. Chicago, Illinois is not a gang base or a mob base. Ain't no such thing, no folk gang, no my people gang, no such thing. And them same criminals. Los Angeles, California, not no gang base, no mob base. It was them same criminals. Them same criminals. Ain't no such thing, no blood gang, no crip gang. Ain't no such thing, no stone gang. There's no such thing. It be the sorority and fraternity. Lying. They lying. There's no such thing. Now this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. List of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and then Native American, First American. I mean, it's not just state names. I mean, it can be regions, it can be districts, it can be counties, it can be cities. See what I'm talking about? See, it can be a town, and then you have places like the mountains. You have rivers, lakes, streams, brooks, the grass, the fields, trees, the air. I mean, it's Native American, First American. And I'm going to scroll down. Okay, where it says see also. And a list of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. So we're going to continue to expose Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, the devil, the liar and murderer, the devil. Now, the Catholic Church, organized crime, devil worship. There's no such thing as devil worship. Now, the Catholic Church, the Christians. Don't misunderstand anything about that. The so-called Jew and Jews, and then the Christian. See, this stuff goes all the way back. That's where I keep telling you about the Perizzites, the Hittites, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Midianites, the Moabites, the Philistines, and all those other ites. See, this goes all the way back in ancient times to where we are today. There are people still today listening to those people who are identified. These people are the people that are in the Old Testament that God told the children of Israel to utterly destroy. Those were the people that were doing all this idol worship and passing other human beings through the fire for human sacrifices. And just refusing, being disobedient, defiant. They were listening to the devil, so-called listening to the devil. There's no such thing in worshiping no devil. There's no such thing. But the Catholic Church now, a man-made religious organization, and the Catholic Church, what's the name? Saint Ignatius of Antioch. A Christian, the first century, Tertullian and what's the name, Tacitus, so-called historians, Josephus and all them. But see, Saint Ignatius of Antioch, he wrote several letters. One of the letters that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans, and in that letter he wrote the phrase Catholic Church. And this was during the first century. Now, after he wrote that letter, Saint Ignatius of Antioch, in front of 50,000 plus fans at the Colosseum, was eaten alive by lions. Whatever he done to offend the Romans, he was eaten alive by lions. I don't know how many lions it was. We had to check the records, and I had to go back and refer to my notes and so on and so forth. It might have been 2 lions, 3, 4 lions. They were hungry and they chased Ignatius all over. But he didn't get that far. But the Catholic Church and in all their particular churches. Now let me say this. The Catholic Church, in all their particular church, the Latin Rite, Alexandrian Rite, Armenian Rite, the Byzantine Rite, the East Syrian Rite, the West Syrian Rite. See, Jesus Christ established only one church. And see, there's no such thing, no Catholic Church. There's no such thing, no Catholic Church. They call themselves trying to be some devil worshippers. There's no such thing worshiping the devil. See, you be listening to Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. That's where it become those epistles that he wrote. And those epistles, they say that's devil worship. The occult. There's no such thing. They made it up. The Protestant Reformation movement, the 95 Theses. The Protestant Reformation movement, they Catholics. The Protestants were Catholic. It was the Catholics that called the Protestant, who called the Catholics who were protesting Protestants. And the Protestant Reformation movement, the 95 Theses. See, this is what you have to understand. See, this is really why it be wrong. There's no such thing as no Lutheran church. There's no such thing as no Calvin church. There's no such thing as no Baptist church, no Episcopalian church, no Presbyterian church. You take words out the Bible and then you call it a church. There's no such thing. There ain't no such thing, no Pentecostal church. There's no such thing, no Jehovah's Witness church. You just be lying. There's no such thing, no Church of England. You lying. And you gonna go to jail. You going to jail. You going to jail. There ain't no such thing, no Methodist church. You going to jail. And you have major branches, minor branches, interdenominational movement. You have other developments. Then you have related movements. Non-denominational church, no such thing. No evangelicalism. There's no such thing, no evangelicalism. You just be making stuff up. Just like there's no such thing, no denominational church, no such thing, no non-denominational church, then especially no house churches. You just be lying. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone Campbell Movement, the Churches of Christ, the unaffiliated Christian Church, the Church of Christ Congregation, the Christian Church, the Disciples of Christ. You going to jail for lying. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. See, the American Restoration Movement, Stone Campbell, they were talking about going back to the 1st century. They were talking about Tertullian and Tacitus and all them Saint Ignatius of Antioch. That's what they were talking about, Christians. That's what they was talking about. Wannabe devil worship, the occult. There's no such thing as no unaffiliated Christian church, Church of Christ congregation. There ain't no such thing, no Church of Christ. There's no such thing. And then you have all these man-made religious groups. The Mormon church. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard. The Amish, the Mennonites, and groups like that. You know, people like what's his name? Jim Jones and David Koresh. See, them people should have been in jail a long time ago. They should have never got away with it. Got as far as they got. And see, that's really why I do the things I'm doing. You ain't gonna get that far. You don't get that. See, people not getting that far now. They not even considering trying nothing like that now. Because it's a lot of people finna go to jail. A lot of people finna go to jail. Finna be held accountable. Finna be held responsible for the crimes they committed. And see, just like the Zoroastrians, man-made religious organization. Islam. You know, Zoroastrian had a prophet. Islam, you know, the Sunni Muslim, Prophet Muhammad, the Shiite Muslim, Prophet Ali, you know, and the Baha'i, they had a prophet. The Sikhs, they had a prophet. See, a lot of all these people, it's a man-made religious organization. They made it up. See, they don't want to admit it. See, and then another thing they try to do, you see these old world secret society, they try to suppress the truth. They try to hide the truth. That the people who were doing all this, it was them same criminals. The Jew and the Jews, the Christians. That's who it was. That's who did all that with that Islam stuff and with that the Zoroastrian. You should know by now. If you know anything about how the Zoroastrian got started, talking about he a prophet. And when the Baha'i and the Sikhs. See, when people do things like that, that's what they're telling you. When people do things like that, you know what they're telling you about Islam? They're telling you the same thing, that they know the truth. Then when they go back in history and they investigate Islam, that's the reason why the Baha'i do what they do. Because you're not telling the truth. That's the reason why. That's the reason why the Sikhs do what they do. Because they don't want you to come over there to India and think you're going to influence them with that Islam mess. That's the reason why people do the things they do about Islam. And they be telling you, they know you're lying. That's the reason why the Shiites do what they do. That's the reason why. So when you see them do what they do about it, why would you even consider being a Muslim? Because that's all the Shiites telling you about the Sunni Muslims, that they lying. So why would you even want to be a Muslim, period? It ain't just what the Sunni saying, but what the Shiites saying about the Sunni. But it's what the Baha'i saying about Islam, about Muhammad. That he called himself a prophet. That's the reason why the man that did the Baha'i, that's the reason why he said, I'm a prophet. That's the very reason. And then the Sikhs came behind him. The Sikhs, they came behind the Baha'i and did the same thing, saying he was a prophet, and then had a book. See, that's the difference between the Baha'i. See, the Baha'i didn't have no book, but he said he was a prophet. See, he took from the Bible, the Baha'i prophet. He took from the Bible and from the Quran. Excuse me, and started giving his interpretation. See, but he called himself a prophet. That's the reason why he did it. Because he was telling you that Islam don't mean nothing to him. That's really the reason why. And as for Christianity, he already knew that the Catholics were lying. But then when the Sikhs came behind the Baha'i, that's the reason why. The reason why not only did he say he was a prophet, but it was something else. He wrote a book. That's what the Sikhs be doing. They be having a book. They be listening to their prophet. And also, he got a book. That's what they telling you about Islam. That it's not real. It ain't true. They know who it was in the past that was going around lying. It was them same criminals, the Jew and the Jews, the Christians. They were lying. And see, it's just people finna go to jail. Like the Moorish Science Temple. See, you're gonna learn the hard way. You're going to jail. Islam not true. See, you're gonna learn the hard way. The Moorish Science Temple, a man-made religious organization, the Nation of Islam, the 5% nation. You ain't gonna get away with it. You're not gonna get away. You're not gonna get away with the crimes you commit. What's his name? Khalid Muhammad. He used to be affiliated with the Nation of Islam and all that, with a PhD. He started the new Black Panther Party. I'm telling you, you're not gonna get away with it. You're not gonna get away with it. All these Black Hebrew Israelites, all these various, because it's a lot of groups calling they identify themselves up under this one title, Black Hebrew Israelites. Just like, for example, the one over there in Israel right now. What's his name? Ben Ami. and you're not getting away with it. You're not getting away with it. You're gonna be charged and you going to jail. You're going to jail. Ain't no such thing, no black Hebrew Israelite. No such thing. There's no such thing. There's no black Hebrew Israelite. There's no such thing. You're going to jail. And the Rastafarians, like I said, don't even think about it. Don't even think about you going to jail. I'm anticipating you going on a run. I know. See, it's a lot of them that live here in the United States of America, right here in America, and you put some criminal charges on, I know they're gonna run. They're gonna go on the run. Now, down in the Caribbean, they live in the Caribbean, just everyday citizens, but you identify yourself up under this so-called religious title, Rastafarian. You understand? And trying to deal with all these Caribbean governments, but like I said, I anticipate going on the run, the Rastafarians going on the run. A lot of them live right here in America. I know they're gonna go on the run. Not saying that the Catholics and all the Methodists and the Church of Christ ain't gonna go on the run. It's always gonna be a lot of people trying to go on the run. But I was, like a group like the Black Hebrew Israelites, a lot of them people gonna go on the run. A lot of people on the Nation of Islam, when you come after them, the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witnesses, a lot of people gonna go on the run. People gonna be trying to change their hair color and all. They're gonna try to wear disguises and they're gonna try to lie. And they're gonna go on the run. A lot of these Pan-Africanist people put some criminal charges on them, civil charges, they're gonna go on the run. So, anticipating going on the run. You see a lot of these man-made religious organizations, they be listening to Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He was a liar. First of all, he wasn't no apostle. He's the devil. That's the devil. And he wrote those epistles. And the man-made religious organizations, they be using those epistles that he wrote. One of the verses that they use, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with the Holy Kiss, the church with the suffix ES, churches of Christ, salute you. And another verse they use, the man-made religious organization use, those are 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4, so that we ourselves glory you in the church with the suffix is, churches of God, for your patience and faith in all your persecution, tribulation that ye endure. this is a list of occult terms from A to Z. Now this is a list of occult symbols. Now these are world religions and occult symbols. And these are occult symbols. Now I know I I did my video, today, but I won't come back, on early, late Sunday night and early Monday morning because I know I'm gonna have to work and all that. But I'm gonna come back next weekend and we're gonna stay with it and get ready to end my video today. So I left a post on my comment, but like I'm getting ready to end my Instagram video and for the day, and like I said, I won't come back late Sunday night, early Monday morning like I've been doing because my work schedule has changed. But I'm gonna come back next weekend and do my video. But I'm gonna end my Instagram video today. And then after I end my Instagram video, I'm going to do my Facebook Live video. So, now these are just a few of the free logo design websites you can go to make anti-gang logos. So I'm gonna end my Instagram video and I always put God first. just ended my Instagram video. Okay. Now I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video now. Do my Facebook Live. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine. I live right here in the city, representing the county, Shelby, state of Tennessee. Today is early, Sunday morning, May the 5th, 2019. The time, 3:54 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logos. Now, these are just remember these words: coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, and psychological abuse. Now, I just ended my Instagram video. For all those who watch my video, now my YouTube channel is recording, and so like I said, I just ended my Instagram video, and today I'm doing my Facebook Live video. Now, this weekend, because my work schedule has changed, I'm still able to do my video, but I won't be able to do 2 videos like I usually do, because my work schedule has changed. But like I said, I'm doing my Facebook Live video now, and I'm going to continue to complain. Excuse me. And I'm going to continue to speak out. People saying they are a gang and they are a mob. They put stir on the end. Merriam-Webster's Third New International Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary, they tell you what the word gang means, tell you what mob means, tell you what the word stir means. And people saying they are boss, they are goon, they are thug, they are crook and a hoodlum. They say they are Mac, they are player, they say they are pimp, they say they are whore, they say they are hustler. He even said he was saying you're a nigga, a field nigga, house nigga, It's street slang, and nothing right, nothing official about no street slang. People all over the earth communicate, use language. Now, examples of street slang: hop and scotch, tic tac toe. In music, examples of street slang: hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, doo-wop, bebop. I mean, it's street slang. Nothing right, nothing official about no street slang. We go to Wikipedia, a quick reference. Wikipedia, and we can look up currency. We can look up money, currency exchange. People all over the earth use money. They use currency. They use exchange. And they make up street slang for money, currency exchange. Here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money, currency exchange are bucks, rack, stack, band, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah, Benjamin, dead president. I mean, it's street slang. There's nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now, Harvard University, the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States of America. Founded March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, is the second oldest institution of higher learning here in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December 5, 1776. The College of William and Mary is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. I mean, 1776. 1776. Alpha Delta Pi, first sorority, founded in 1851, Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. And see, the basis of the sorority and the fraternity is them old world secret societies. And don't forget the first women's fraternity at DuPont College in 18 something. Now the Eastern Stars and the Freemasons, for example, they the basis of the sorority fraternity. And they be talking about Euclid, the mathematician, and he lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390, 1425, and they talk about him in the Holloway manuscript, in the Reeves poem, and that Cook manuscript. There's another manuscript, the Dowling manuscript. Now, examples of them old world secret society: the Skull and Bones, the Rosicrucian, the Sons of Liberty, the Third Side, Proud Side, Order of Temple Oriented, Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Women, the Ancient Arabic Order of Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Improved Order of Women, the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Loyal Order of Moose, the Elks, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Pythias, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, Fathers of Society, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veil, Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grain, the Ancient Order of Hermannans. That's just a few. It's some more. And then you had the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonaria, the Black Hand, the Mafia. You say Mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra, that's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osirica. It's just a few. It's some more. And when it comes to sorority and fraternity and college and university and campus and things, and and street slang and all that. I graduated high school, and I do have some years of college. Now I didn't earn my social media yet from Monroe College Online, and in business administration, contract marketing. But I do intend to go back because I took a break from going to school. But I do intend to go back to Monroe College Online and earn my associate in business administration, contract marketing. And but then you had those people who just didn't go to fine school, but they got a GED. And then you had those people who just didn't go to fine school, period, for whatever reason. And they don't know reading, they don't know writing, they don't know math, they don't know science and technology, they don't know social studies, they don't know vocational technical training, they don't on-the-job training. But you just don't know. Then you had those people that did go far in school. They took the ACT and they took the SAT and then they got admitted to college and university and earned a bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, and so on and so forth. The sorority and fraternity. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Now, the sorority and fraternity on the college campus and university, college and university campus, they commit crimes. They commit crimes on and off campus, and they use and abuse tobacco products, chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigar. They put drugs in the cigarette, cigar. Now they got all these electric smoking devices. They indulge in gambling and games of chance. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activity. They cheat. They steal. They rob, burglarize, committed all kind of assaults and murders and bribery and extortion. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity being on the college and university campus now. They indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. Don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. Don't join the sorority fraternity. Get out the sorority fraternity. Discourage others from having any involvement in the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Renounce all those who began and started the sorority fraternity, the old world secret society. Denounce the whole idea of the sorority fraternity, the old world secret society, and denounce it. The sorority fraternity, they work for these businesses, the companies, these corporations. They use and abuse, and they misuse the background check, and they commit crimes against humanity, atrocities. They violate human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, and water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment. They destroy wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Whatever you do, don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you because they're on a college and university campus. Don't be misled. Now, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. And this is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. This is the Declaration on the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. This is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. This is the International Federation for Human Rights. And this is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. And this is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. While we're speaking about the United Nations, and we don't forget the United Nations World Press Freedom Day. World Press Freedom Day. We know that many journalists, reporters, get arrested, thrown in jail, even get killed, working as a journalist, as a reporter, some photojournalist, so on and so forth. But World Press Freedom Day. And so, like I said, there are many organizations like the organization we just mentioned, such as Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline, Defending Human Rights Without Frontiers, the International Center for Human Rights. Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, the Conservation Fund, the Legal Conservation Board, the Earthwise Institute, Conservancy Association, Urban Justice, the Conservation Volunteers, and also the Wildlife Conservation Network, the Endangered Wildlife Trust, the Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, the Rare Species Conservation Center, the Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organization, the Rainforest Alliance, the Rainforest Action Network, and also Biodiversity International, Urban Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, and also Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, the Oceanic Preservation Society, the Oceanic Society, Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. And there are many more organizations such as the ones we just mentioned. And they're trying to end and they're trying to stop all the crimes that the sorority and fraternity that are based on the old world secret society that they commit, such as they use and misuse the background check. They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violations of human and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment. They destroy nature. They destroy wildlife. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Whatever you do, don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity, because they're on a college campus and university campus. Them old world secret society. They left the old world, came to America. The criminals, the pirates. You know what I'm saying? They came to America, and when they came to America, they committed crimes against the Native American and the First Americans. Not only did they commit crimes against the Native American, First American, the West, the East African, West African slave trade. You understand? and bringing other, transporting human beings from one part of the earth to another part of the earth to be slaves, and completely annihilate the Native Americans and First Americans who are already living here. You know what I'm saying? Mexico, Central America, South America, the Caribbean, North America. They're criminals. There's no such thing as no East Coast being a gang base or a mob base. There's no such thing. The criminals left the old world, came to the new world. And that's what that is. And there's no such thing. Lying about the Constitution. Telling people on the East Coast you got freedom of expression, you got freedom of speech, you got freedom of assembly, you got freedom of religion. So you be the sorority and fraternity. Lying. There's no such thing, being a gangster and a mobster. There's no such thing. And there's no such thing riding around on no motorcycle telling me you're a gangster and you're a mobster. There's no such thing. There be a sorority and fraternity lying. Them same criminals that came from the old world came on and settled on the East Coast. The same criminals. Chicago, Illinois. There's no such thing, no gang, no mob. There's no such thing. There's no such thing, no folk gang, no my people gang, no such thing. They be the sorority and fraternity lying. They lie. They be lying about the Constitution. There's no such thing. Los Angeles, California is not a gang base or a mob base. Never have been and it shouldn't be. There's no such thing, no blood gang, no Crip gang. There's no such thing. There's no such thing, no Stone gang. There's no such thing. The sorority and fraternity be lying. They be lying. There's no such thing. Now, this is the list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Now, the list of place names of Native American origin in the United States and state names. And in that state, you have regions, you have districts, you have counties, you have cities, you have towns, and you understand. And then you have places, you have mountains, valleys, prairies, so on and so forth. And not animals and the air. Then you have rivers, lakes, streams, brooks. Now, state names, Native American, First American, state name, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Native American, First American, let me scroll down to the bottom here. And where it says see also, And it says list of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. So don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Yeah, saying all that street slang like it's like that's right. That's not. That don't make it right. Because the sorority fraternity not trying to do what's right. The basis of the sorority fraternity, them old world secret society. In them old world secret society, they weren't trying to do what's right, and they aren't trying to do what's right. That's all there is to it. And so the Catholic Church, for example, the Catholic Church, them old world secret society, the Jews, Christians, all this stuff. And when we talk about the Hittites, the Perizzites, and you talk about the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hivites, the Hittites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, the Moabites, the Midianites, the Philistines, the Kizites, the Gosorites, and all them other ites, and all these people that God told the children of Israel to utterly destroy. To utterly destroy them. See? The Catholic Church. And see, people today listening to Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He wasn't no apostle. He was no apostle. He was not an apostle. He the devil. He a liar. He the murderer. He the devil. And that's what those epistles are. You listening to the wrong person. And the Catholic Church, same thing. You don't need to be listening to the Catholic Church. Now you remember, with Saint Ignatius of Antioch, the one that wrote several letters. One of the letters he wrote to the Smyrnaeans. And in that letter that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans, he wrote the phrase Catholic Church. Now, after he wrote that letter, in front of 50,000 plus fans, at the Colosseum, Roman Colosseum, Saint Ignatius of Antioch was eaten alive by lions. Now we had to go into the historical records and was it one line, two line? It said lions with an S, with an S on. To confirm all this, we had to go into the historical documentation, and Saint Ignatius tried to run. But eventually, he was eaten alive by lions. Lions with an S. E-S-S. But the Catholic Church, the Latin Rite, the Alexandrian Rite, the Armenian Rite, the Byzantine Rite, the East Syrian Rite, and the West Syrian Rite. The Protestant Reformation movement churches, the 95 Theses. Now, the Catholics that were protesting, they were called Protestants by the Catholic Church. Now, there's no such thing as no Catholic Church. Let's be clear. It's a made up junk. They made it up. It's a made up junk. And the Christians, I mean, you some kind of terrorist group, during that period back in the first century. Just like the Jew and the Jews, a hate group. That's what you'll call them today, some kind of hate group. They go around trying to hate the children of Israel. And they do all this evil stuff to the children of Israel because they hate God, they hate the children of Israel. And that's what that Christian stuff is, because they came from the Jew and the Jews. But this is what they did. They persecuted the church that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, established. That's what they were doing. A terrorist group. So today, not only would you say they're a hate group, but you would really call them a terrorist group, because they directing their evil at the church. They're terrorizing the church. That's what they're doing. Persecution. There's no such thing as no Catholic church. There's no such thing as no Lutheran church. There ain't no such thing as no Church of England. No such thing as no Methodist church, no Baptist church, none of that. There's no such thing. That's the reason why when you say freedom of religion, it don't even apply. It don't apply to the Catholic Church, because there's no such thing as a Catholic Church. You be lying. Freedom of religion does not apply to any of those Catholic churches. It don't apply. And the Protestant Reformation, that's what you hear. You're a Catholic. It don't apply. Freedom of religion does not apply. It don't apply. The 95 Thesis, it does not. You do not have no freedom of religion. It does not apply. There's no such thing. You taking the word evangelist out the Bible and calling it evangelism. There's no such thing. There's no such thing taking the word Pentecost out the Bible and calling it the Pentecostal church. There's no such thing. That ain't no freedom of religion. That's persecution. There's no such thing, man. Then you have all these other developments. Christian fundamentalism, no such thing. It's persecution. Christian fundamentalism, you know who the Christians were. See, this is the lie they sell to the general public. They don't tell you the truth, who the Christians were. Just like the Jew and the Jews, the occult. You don't get the truth. The general public don't get the truth about the Jew and the Jew and about these people in the past. Denominational church and there's no such thing. No denominational church, no non-denominational. There's no such thing. No house church. Ain't no such thing. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone Campbell Movement. There's no such thing. Talking about they trying to go back to the first end. What they really saying, they going back to being a Christian in the first end with Saint Ignatius of Antioch, the Church of Christ. There's no such thing. The unaffiliated Christian Church, Church of Christ, there's no such thing. Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, there's no such thing. You taking the words out of the Bible. It's persecution. And all these other groups, and man-made groups, the Moorish, the Mormons, they wrote a book. The Mennonites and Scientology. Jim Jones and people like David Koresh. You shouldn't have got that far. You shouldn't have got that far. Shouldn't have even got that far. And then you have all these groups like the Zoroastrians. See, when you hear about things like that, see, it goes back to them same people in the past, the Christians and the Jew and the Jews. See, that's where the Zoroastrian stuff came from. That's where it came from. And see, this is the reason why they be talking about Islam not being true. Because see, the Jew and the Jews, the Christians, then you have the Zoroastrians. The Zoroastrian called himself a prophet in some kind of literature. Then later on you had was it Prophet Muhammad, the Sunni Muslim. And then you had the Shiite Muslim talking about Ali. The Shiite Muslim talking about Ali, Prophet Ali, and the Sunni Muslim talking about Prophet Muhammad. See, this is the reason why all that stuff not right. Because that's what the Shiite Muslim telling about Islam. When you keep hearing them say Prophet Ali, that Islam not true. That's what they telling you. When people do things, that's what the Zoroastrians telling you about the Christians. When you hear about the Zoroastrians doing all that, what you think they telling you? They telling you then this man called himself a prophet and got some kind of literature. See, when you try to come over there to where they at, this is what people do. This is what people have done in the past, and they still try to do the thing. They make up some more junk by accusing you of lying. Then they be lying themselves, but they accusing you of lying. That's what they doing. Because see, they be knowing about these old world secret societies. And see, this would be why I tell you about information being suppressed. These old world secret societies, they be talking about people that you ain't never heard of. That's the reason why Islam, same thing about Islam, and all those people that were affiliated, associated with Prophet Muhammad. Because see, them old world secret societies, they be knowing who people were, and then they be associated or affiliated with Prophet Muhammad. That tells them you're not telling the truth, because who you listening to, that's who you were listening to. You were listening to the old world secret society. That's what they telling you, that Muhammad was listening to the old world secret society. That's the reason why the Baha'i do what they do. This man called himself a prophet. He didn't write no book, but he called himself a prophet. He used the Bible and used the Quran and called himself a prophet. But then somebody came behind him. The Sikhs. See, the Sikhs came behind him. This man called himself the same thing. He called himself a prophet. But it was something different. See, the Baha'i, he didn't have no book, but he took from the Bible and he took from the Quran. But this time, somebody came behind him, the Sikhs. This man called himself a prophet, and he had a book. See, they be talking about the same thing. The Islam and all this stuff that people be doing, it don't be right. You be lying. See them old world secret societies. See, this where it come from. They be them old world secret societies. And so, you see the more Science Temple. You ain't gonna be right about nothing. The Nation of Islam, the 5% nation, and then wasn't it Khalid Muhammad? He was associated, he was affiliated with the Nation of Islam. He started the new Black Panther Party. And then over there, you got all these various black Hebrew Israelite groups, organizations. For example, over there in Israel, Ben Ami. And then you have all these Rastafarians. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Ain't no way in the world you gonna say that's right. There's no such thing, no Rastafari movement. There's no such thing. And then you have all these Pan-Africanists. It's not right. You're not right. See, there's a reason why there's gonna be criminal and civil charges. It's gonna be criminal and civil charges. Ain't no such thing, no Lutheran church, no such thing, no Methodist church, no Baptist church. It's gonna be criminal and civil charges. You going to jail. You finna go to jail. Ain't no such thing, no being over there in Israel. I'm no black Hebrew Israelite. Ain't no such thing. You going to jail. You going to jail. Ain't no such thing no more assigned to no Nation of Islam. No such thing. There's no such thing, no 5% nation. You going to jail. No such thing, no Church of Christ. No such thing. You going to jail. Ain't no such thing, no Rastafari. See, this is why this is really why I said about people going on the run. See, there be a lot of people who live in the United States of America. Now you know you got a lot of Rastafari in Jamaica and the Caribbean, so on and so forth. If you get somebody some criminal charge and some civil charge, when you expect to go on the run, and then when the person really find out what it is they're being accused of, and the penalties, the punishment for that, for the crime you're being accused of, why wouldn't you expect the Rastafarian to go on the run? Why wouldn't you expect the Mormons to go on the run? You see all these people call themselves a Catholic. They'll try to change their hair, cut their hair, they'll cut their eyebrows off, they'll dye their beard and mustache. People do all kind of things to try to keep from going to jail. And just being honest, when you facing going to jail, people do all in and everything. Talking about being punished. They're gonna go on the run. I anticipate a lot. See, but I knew since a lot of Rastafarians who live here in the United States of America, and I know. I already knew. As soon as you say something about some criminal or civil charge, they're gonna go on the run. I already knew that. But not saying they the only, but I just knew. I just knew. Ain't no way in the world you gonna, get somebody a criminal charge and civil charge, then don't expect them to go on the run. That's exactly what they gonna do. They gonna go on the run. Gonna try to run. The Moorish side temple gonna try to go on the run. The Nation of Islam, soon you have some criminal civil, don't expect nobody not to try to run. The 5% nation, you really ain't nobody anyway on the street. You ain't nobody anyway. Then have criminal and civil charge. You shouldn't expect nobody not to go on the run, having criminal civil charge. The black Hebrew Israelite gonna be the same thing. Criminal and civil charge, you gonna go on the run. All these Catholic priests and nuns and all that kind of stuff all over the world. Don't expect nobody not to go on the run. That's exactly what they gonna do. I wouldn't expect the Pope not to go on the run. Talking about criminal and civil charge. That's exactly what he gonna try to do. Try to go on the run. That's what people do. It's just a natural reaction. When you facing all that criminal and civil charge, person don't want to have to go to jail and be punished, and then talking about life sentences and the death penalty and all that for a crime you committed. I expect people to go on the run. I anticipate a lot of Baptists and Methodists and the Jehovah's Witnesses to go on the run. To go on the run. The Church of England. I just know. See, you just know. As soon as you say something about some criminals, don't expect nobody at the Church of England not to go on the run. I anticipate. I know you're going to go on the run. I know you're going to run. You're going to try. I know you're going to try. I know the Episcopalians and the Presbyterian. I'm anticipating the Presbyterian and the Episcopalians to try to run from the criminal and civil charge. I'm already anticipating the Presbyterian. No such thing, no Presbyterian church. It's persecution. You persecuting the church. They're going to go on the run. Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, is a liar, a murderer, the devil. Now, those man-made religious organizations that we're talking about, the ones that's going to go on the run, they listening to Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He wasn't no apostle. He the devil. And one of the verses that they use in Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with the holy kiss, the church, with the suffix es, churches of Christ salute you. And another verse that they use, that the man-made religious organization use, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4. So that we ourselves glory in you in the church, with the suffix es, churches of God, for your patience and faith in all your persecution, tribulation that ye endure. Now, this is a list of occult terms. Now these are a list of occult symbols. Now these are world religions and occult symbols. Now these are occult symbols. And so, as you can see, based on what the information that's just been presented, what make you think it wouldn't be criminal and civil charge? That's wrong. You see, that's the main point that I've been making. First of all, the first point is Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, is a liar, a murderer, the devil. People trying to make me and everybody else listening to the devil. And that's what you're going to stop doing, because that's a crime. You be lying. You be lying about Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. The church told you about Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. They told you. The man-made religious organizations, the old world secret society, the sorority and the fraternity, you be lying to the general public about Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. You be lying. That's the devil. That's the devil who was living on this earth. That's the devil. He's the devil. And you be lying. And you think you're going to not have to face, held accountable and responsible. There's only one church. And based on that right there, based on that fact, you going to jail. You be lying. And you don't have that right. See, just like the Constitution, the United States Constitution. See, it'd be a lot of people who use and misuse the United States Constitution. The Constitution never said that. That's the reason why our founding fathers took so much time. They had considered all these issues when they made the Bill of Rights. They didn't just throw stuff into the Constitution. Freedom of assembly. Put that in there. Freedom of speech. Let me think. Like we writing a rap song. Freedom of the press. Yeah. Put that in there. Freedom of the press. That's not how it go, man. See, for a long period of time, people came from the old world, and they came to America. A lot of the issues that were brought up, and they made the Bill of Rights, because in the old world, a lot of these issues, they were serious. There was a lot of oppression, a lot of tyranny. There was a lot of totalitarianism in the old world. So people came from the old world, came to the new world, and when it comes to the founding fathers of the United States of America, documenting the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and all that, they took consideration. They took time to consider. Not saying that, that everything they did was right, but they thought they took it into consideration. It was documented, just like slavery, for instance. It ain't like they ain't talk about it. It ain't like they ain't have no debate about it for a long period of time. They debated about it and debated about it and debated about it. So it really wasn't really just a whole lot of issues that at that period of time that they just didn't know about. Because as you can see the Constitution, you see the Bill of Rights, they took into consideration a lot of things that took place in the old world. And then when you see America today, that's the reason why they call it the land of the free. They talk so much about freedom, because people are not free in the old world. People just didn't have freedom. So when you think about freedom of religion, based on what people were taught in the past, see them old world secret society, see a lot of people were deceived. A lot of people were deceived. And then they came from the old world, came to America. There's no such thing, no Lutheran church. You could never say that. Not today. That's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're going to stop saying that. It's only one church. It's only one. Only one. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, established only one church. Only one. Where you got all this other junk from, you made it up. You made it up. It's a made up junk. And then you use the Constitution where it says freedom of religion. Here in America, see, this is the thing about it. See, a lot of the things that you be saying, like the Lutheran Church, the Catholic Church, see, is basically European based. Just the Catholic Church. It, based in Italy. Some people from ancient times. Them old world secret societies. The Catholic Church. Then from the Catholic Church, you got all this other junk. You got all this other junk. All this Protestant Reformation movement. All this American Restoration movement. I mean, other groups of people, to be honest, other groups of people, they really just didn't have no involvement in it. The first American Native Americans. So, all that junk is some lies. People way over in China and North and South Korea and Japan and Central Asia. People just didn't. I mean, when you say the Lutheran Church, the Church of England, you don't hear things like that in other parts of the world. India, you don't hear that. The Church of India, you don't even hear that. You don't hear that. The Church of Sri Lanka, you don't hear that. You don't hear nothing like that. You don't hear nothing like the Church of Nigeria. You don't hear nothing like that. But you have to hear the Lutheran Church, the Calvin Church. All this about the Protestant Reformation movement is European based. The American Restoration movement, you don't hear nothing like that in Sub-Saharan. Now today, just like you have these groups today, colonialistic based, all this stuff about the church. That's what you see today. But in the past, when you go before the East African, West African slave trade, because see, during that period of time, by that time, the church, what you talking about, the Catholic Church and all that, was in existence. So by the time you get to the East African slave trade, the church was in existence. The first century. So the East African, West African slave trade, see, what you be saying, it wasn't no such thing in Sub-Saharan Africa. Wasn't no such thing. See, you be talking about the Methodist Church and the Baptist Church, and see, all parts of the world. Yeah, you don't hear nothing. You don't hear nothing like that. The Church of the Philippines. You don't hear nothing like that. You don't hear nothing like that. But you hear the church, the Church of England, the Catholic Church, the Methodist Church, the Pentecostal Church, the evangelical, all the Christian fundamentalism. See, you hear all that. That's European and American based, and it's not right. It's not right. The Catholic Church is not right. And to make it clear, we're gonna go to the United Nations. They're gonna make it clear. Gonna make it official. There's only one church. Always has been, always will be. There's only one church. So you be lying. You be lying. So to make sure that you don't get away with lying, gonna make it official. There's only one church. Only one. Now what I'm gonna do now, let me see what it is now. I'm gonna end this video, this YouTube video, and I'm gonna start another. So just give me just a moment. when I end this video, I'm gonna date it with the date, which is May the 5th, 2019, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna be dating May the 5th, 2019.